it's time to pick a Popcak.
That's right.
Let's spin that wheel.
We'll see who comes up. We got every
There
Popcak.
goes Greg. There goes. Okay, it's Lisa Popcak this morning.
Hey,
Good morning,
we got
Lisa.
Hello, Lisa.
Hello, everyone. I love when the wheel lands on me.
Me too, because
you all.
I know just what to ask you, and frankly, I would have been stumped if it would have come up, Jacob.
Oh, there you go.
I'll tell you a story. If it came up Jacob, he could have taught you the same thing. Because today, on this wonderful Queenship of Mary, our most holy mother, the most wonderful mother we could ever dream of having, we're looking at the Corporal Works of Mercy and how being a parent, especially a mother, is really one of the holiest and most spiritual acts we can do. You know, we always think we have to go out and do so many things. But Jacob, when he was very, very tiny, when he was getting ready for his first Holy Communion, I was teaching him the Corporal Works of Mercy for his catechism class. And as we went through the Corporal Works of Mercy, as a refresher course for those of us who aren't 7, there are things like feeding the hungry, giving drink to the thirsty, clothing the naked, sheltering the homeless, visiting the sick, visiting the imprisoned, burying the dead. And as we were going through this, and I was literally making breakfast as we're going over the hungry, feeding the hungry, giving drink to the thirsty, Jacob looked up at me and said, "They should call that the Corporal Works of Mommy because you do that all day long."
Corporal Works of Mommy. I
because
love
you do that all day long.
Yeah.
What a
Corporal
wonderful
Works
thing.
of Mommy. And at first I just did what you guys did. I laughed. I thought, oh, how cute.
Yeah.
And as I went about my day and days, subsequent to that, I realized how true that is. We, especially as moms, because there's all that pressure to be such a great mom and to meet all your children's needs. But then when we're people who care about our faith and care about the world, we think we need to be leaving our children in our home all the time to go to the soup kitchen, we got to be donating everything. We've got to be taking care. We want to be doing those corporal and spiritual works of mercy. But when we're parents, we have to realize that we are the first face of God to our children. And the family that God gives us to care for is the village that we have primary care and responsibility for. And that's not drudgery. Jacob saying that to me took me out of that worldly mindset of, cooking and doing the dish, getting up with a child when they're asking for another drink of water, when all I want to do is have a few minutes to myself or with my spouse. That's drudgery. It's not drudgery. They're truly corporal works of mercy. And when we ask God to come with us into these moments, when we're battling with our teenager over what they're allowed to wear, or we're arguing with our toddler about, no, you really can't wear, your bright pink pants with your plaid, orange shirt. And these socks feel funny. We're clothing the naked. We do all these things. If we're not sheltering the homeless, our little homeless, God help them, because where will they end up? What we do is such an important task that God has given to us. And it's not drudgery. It's not even just physical work. It's deeply spiritual work when we bring our hearts and our souls to it and consecrate it to God. Ask Him to give us the eyes to see what He's trying to do, which is use our loving eyes, our gentle hands, our bodies to be Him to our children and our spouses. It changes everything, guys.
Yeah, I love it, Lisa. And the story of Jacob as well. And you're speaking directly to the mother. You don't need to speak to the children. Jacob knew it as a small child that you were doing those corporal works of mercy. He could see it every day. Your spouse sees it too. But you're right. So many women out there don't realize or put that together themselves, even though everyone watching them does, the amazing work that they are engaged in and how it administers to all of us.
Oh, well, we got to give you a big gold star because there are a lot of husbands out there who wouldn't see it. So let your husband know how great, or your wife know how great a husband you are.
Oh, I tell her that every morning, Lisa. I tell her when we wake up first thing in the morning. I'm like, do you know how good you have it? And she said, oh, please.
It's so fabulous.
Yeah. That's not how it goes, but in any case, yeah.
You're absolutely right. And we run ourselves down that we're not doing enough because this stuff isn't what the world tells us is vital and important. But when we begin to consecrate it to God, to do it as an act of love to Him and to our children, suddenly we're flourishing more. The children are beginning to see, wait a minute, I'm truly loved. And if my parents love me so much, wow, if mom's up in the middle of the night with me, caring for me when I'm sick, bringing me that drink of water when I've asked for the, third time, and she's not yelling, she's being patient, she's being firm, telling me I have to go back to bed, but she's being patient. Then when our children begin to understand the miracle of the Holy Eucharist, that God gave His entire body, blood, soul, and divinity for us, that He is present to us constantly in the host, then they go, oh, yeah, I can get that because somebody loved me so much every day. Mom has shown me, Dad has shown me, because this is the Corporal Works of Mommy and Daddy too. They've shown me how loved I am, how much they're willing to sacrifice for me, how much more than did God Himself sacrifice for me. And it's really our children's catechism is how we go about parenting our children, bringing Christ into everything we do. Changes the perspective for the mom, for sure, and dad, but also really lays down that foundation of godly love and helps them to understand how much God loves them, helps them walk into relationship with Him.
I was talking to someone yesterday, and they were saying the generation that is raising young children right now, there's a movement afoot, and they're saying the new measurement of wealth for this particular group is, can you pick your child up at school, mom, and can you have dinner, the whole family together at night? That's the new measurement of wealth. No longer this idea that we have to accumulate stuff. We need to get back to being able to have mom at home and taking care of those children. And if that is in place, no matter where you're at on the economic scale, you're wealthy.
Yes, and I think that, we have to, even if we're a family that's working 4 jobs, dad's got 2 shifts, mom's got 2 shifts, sitting down together and trying to figure out, okay, which one of us can have dinner with the children? Or when can we have breakfast together? Or when can we have family time? Or saying no to distractions that'll keep us from spending time together, going to Mass and having time together on a Sunday. We need to start prioritizing that first because it really is not just important to our world and our society and to our kids, but to the plan of God for all of our salvation.
Lisa Popcak, ladies and gentlemen, give us the website that people can go to.
Well, if they want support in being able to do this, come on over to the Catholic HOM app, and we support families there every single day. That's Catholic Households on Mission. And by the way, that's my book,
Cool.
Corporal Works of Mommy.